Hey guys, so today I thought I'm talking a little bit about those pants here. Aclima's Flexwool series. Full disclosure, I got those ones 2 years ago, pretty much for free, like 1.5 years ago or something. I was initially supposed to pay just half or 1/3 of the price, but then I basically got them for free. So super lucky about it, or super happy about it, because I love them. However, there is some flaws to them. First thing, the material Flexwool is fairly new. I think they started producing those 2 years ago. It's 21% polyester, 5% elastane, or however you want to pronounce it, and the rest is wool, merino wool. There is an enormous amount of flex to them. They really stretch out, and they feel awesome when you walk around in them. There is another part of material to it. You can see here there's a little bit of wool net to it as well, for ventilation purposes, and also like those. I mean, you have seen those pants, I guess. The type of pants. You always have those kind of zippers here on the side. It's pretty awesome when you start like climbing uphill and stuff like that. You can actually like get a little bit more movability out of those. The only thing that doesn't really stretch are the zippers and the Velcro here. So start from the bottom to the top. You have some Velcro to really tighten up those pants, which is it's a big must for me. I never go out without having those ones on. I hate it when I have pants that don't have anything to strap up there. I even changed it on a few pants and just put something that is a little bit tighter, and just really strap it up. Because if you go out on a hike and you have to cross streams and rivers and shit, and you don't want to take off your shoes, which I barely do, and especially when you're wearing hiking boots, you don't really have to. Um, I usually just really tighten it up here and then I just cross it, The Gore-Tex shit is supposed to hold it up, usually. It depends on just preventing the water from zipping in on the top, so that's pretty much how I do it. However, I don't like those shoes, so that's part of a different topic, I guess. Um, Lots of stretch here, the material varies a little bit. Here it's a bit stiffer, but still has a ton of flex, this is a little bit more flexible, the material. Um, Aclima doesn't really specify what is used, what kind of ratio and whatnot, but you can pretty much be sure, like this is more polyester than that stuff here. This one has definitely more elastane to it. The next thing is you have a little bit of, reinforcement here on the knee. However, I do miss knee pads, which is a huge must for me. I hate not having them, to be honest. After I had a pair of Fjäriven Kebnekaise pants, and also my winter pants always have it. So, but those Fjäriven Kebnekaise pants, they're terrible. They just wear out way too quick, so they're really not worth the money. So take that with a grain of salt. But the system of having knee pads in winter, in the summer when you go hiking, and you want to kneel down or whatever, it's not only is it warmer, but it also protects your knees. And I mean, I work as a carpenter, and I have knee pads all the time, so I'm pretty much used to it as well. Besides the winter, uh, where it's really necessary for me. Anyway, already talked about that zipper here. It's a two-way zipper, which is kind of awesome. Then you have two pockets here, quite nice. You have pocket for your phone, but the phones are getting bigger and bigger, so it barely fits anyway. It barely works out. So next thing, you have, like I said, here a little bit more flex, and then you have those two Velcro parts here for, you don't need a belt, at least I don't. I mean, those pants are supposed to be a little bit more slick, and you just adjust it here a little bit because you have so much flex. You don't really need like bulky, saggy pants or whatever. You can actually get something that are a little bit more snug, And the last thing is this pocket here, which is super small, just goes into here. I don't know why they put it there. It's fairly useless in my opinion, but yeah, maybe you have some use for it. I don't really. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So now to the flaws. So big ass problem here, as you may see, the material is super thin. It flexes a lot, but it is quite thin. So every time when I'm using my zipper, I'm always holding here, because who the fuck puts his finger here and starts putting up the zipper? Who does that? I don't. So I never noticed, I never knew why the hell this broke, and then I realized like, it's when I put my zipper up. I'm holding my pants here and then start putting up the zipper. So that's pretty shit. Also, here, there is, the stitching is going. So what happens is, I usually walk around like that. I always have them up, because I quite often have Longjohns on, due to the fact that it's quite windy up in the mountains quite often, and then unless it's like super hot, 25 degrees or whatever, then you don't. Then I actually just walk around in those. But uh, if you need to ventilate a little bit more, it's really good to wear long johns. And I lived on Svalbard, I lived in northern Sweden or wherever, I always had them on, pretty much. It's very rare that I don't. But anyway, digressing. So if you do it like this, then it's a lot of material blocking up here. So I think that is the reason why the stitching is going there. Can't confirm it entirely, but it felt like that is the reason, because then it's like bulky material here, and then it seems like it has a little bit more impact there for whatever bloody reason. So those are the downsides. However, those are the most comfortable pants I have ever worn. I love them. And I hate that they're so bloody expensive, because they used to be, I think, 3,200 kroners or something, so 320 euros or something. I think they got down on price a little bit. However, there's a huge big problem right now due to coronavirus. They actually didn't produce much, Aclima, that is, and other companies obviously as well. So there is a huge lack of that kind of stuff. And what I've heard is that they were thinking about like potentially not even producing them any longer. So at the moment, the only items that are available are the jackets for those, which are quite nice, but I don't really like jackets, so I don't really wear that stuff. And for me, a jacket doesn't have to have the same things as a pair of pants, the flex and whatnot. There's a little bit, there need to be, I need a little bit more durability out of my jacket than out of my pair of pants, in one way or another, given the fact that I want to have more flex in them. Anyway, but for females, they still have the pair of pants, and they actually have a pair of tights as well, and a bra, and I think that's it. And then of course like the jackets. But it's definitely worth taking a look at, because this stuff is awesome, and it's fairly high content on wool, so in terms of environmental impact and whatnot, fairly good to look at that. On the downside, like I said, is definitely durability. It lacks on that. So I hope, since they are developed together with some army specialists and whatnot, I would assume that they're actually thinking a little bit more about durability as well, which is kind of odd that they don't, or that they haven't put so much thought into that so far. But if they do, those pants will be awesome. If they drop the price, it's going to be even better, since it is quite expensive. I mean, 320 euros, you can get a shell pair of pants for that, even though you don't want to go out on a hike with a pair of shell pants. That's a fucking no-go. Way too stiff, way too clumsy, and it's hot in those, ventilation, I mean, just look at another video of mine. Anyway, so awesome pants. A few caveats: Take a if you are in for a new pair of pants because you need to, not just because you want to, but if you actually need to, take a look at them, because I think they're really worth it. And as long as they're a little bit cheaper than they are right now, you know, so eh, take that for what it's worth. So love them, check them out. Wool Flex, good stuff. Have a good one.